What is your most unpopular music opinion? Sometimes producers should have more credit than artists. Definitely this. I really liked a female singer, absolutely beautiful songs, and amazing vocals. And then I saw her live and it sounded like awful karaoke. I still like her music, but I only listen to the fully produced stuff. Ha ha ha. A bunch of years back, Black Eyed Peas were hired to headline a big festival where I live, a place we don't usually get big names. No one could believe how awful they sounded live. None of them can sing, at all, especially Fergie. I know this is mostly a popular opinion, but I so distinctly remember the opening bars of the first song and seeing the audience glance around at each other in disbelief. I saw them open for No Doubt, pre-Fergie, and they were awful. Then they got Fergie and were still awful. They did a Super Bowl halftime show. Worst performance I've ever seen. Black Eyed Peas should just give 100% of their earnings to whoever produced them. They sound horrible live. That's halftime show they did was the worst sounding singing I ever saw. Fergie was straight garbage. That's sad. I always hate when that happens, the Shins, but man was Carly Rae Jepsen great live. This I don't know about other songs, but in rap nowadays producers make so much impact on the song it basically becomes a different song with different producers. For your information, in hip-hop who made the beat was always as important as who was rapping. The first producers were the DJs, and hip-hop was always equally about DJs and MCs. I haven't noticed I like a producer's music more than the rapper's lyrics. DJ Shadow has definitely become a favorite. Once you get rid of the backing track and auto-tune on live shows, or even an artist singing without an instrumental, there's no song. A lot of people don't tend to realize the work behind the scenes. Only hyping up the artist to sing into a mic. Instrumentals are heavily underrated. I prefer music without vocals. Oh, I see you're wearing that band shirt. Tell me all their names and albums. Mate, I saw them at a gig and thought they sounded awesome, so I bought one of their shirts to help support them. Stop being a bellend. Disco is good, actually. This is our /unpopular opinion, just condensed into a single thread and on a single topic. Reddit link. Now I'm reminded again why I never go there. Popular band is overrated. Wow. Hot take. What an interesting and original view of the music industry. Some gospel songs are actually, objectively speaking, amazing music even if you don't want anything to do with the lyrics. That I never grew out of my edgy phase because I still enjoy punk and alt-rock. Edit, wow, so many of us. I grew up in the 2000s, so my go-tos are Green Day, Rise Against, The Offspring, Fall Out Boy, Sum 41, Sick Puppies, Paramore, 1000 Foot Crutch, Tonight Alive, Avenged 7X, Red, and Evanescence. There's more, but that's a good list. I also have expanded my tastes, but I will always love punk/rock. I've never really grown out of music, I just seem to add on more stuff I like over time while still liking the stuff I did as a kid. Same, just keep adding more. I even still like the cringe stuff from being a teen. Adam and the Ants were awesome. If you look at all, there's a lot of really great music being made today. People who draw some arbitrary line after which they insist there is no good music don't know enough about music to articulate why they like what they like, or aren't looking very hard. I get a giggle from out-of-the-loop classical listeners who cry out they just don't make music like this anymore, when in fact, there are thousands of composers creating interesting and enjoyable modern classical music today. Billy Corgan sounds like Cartman. People who only listen to one genre of music are suspect to me. Just because it's classic rock doesn't make it good. As a hairy metalhead, I'm also a total sucker for really catchy pop. Whilst not unpopular as such in general amongst my friends, it definitely is. I have a playlist on Spotify full of Nelly Furtado, Lady Gaga, the Veronicas etc., with recent additions of stuff like Ella Henderson and Ava Max. George Harrison was the best Beatle and had the best career after they broke up music-wise. Eminem is very talented and I can appreciate that. However, to me he just sounds like a pissed-off chihuahua. Chris Rock said something that I can't find, which pretty much amounts to a white dude who raps and hangs with black people means he is very good, and if you think about it he's not wrong. When I was in jail one time I ended up in a gang pod, because the jail hated me. It was a gang of black dudes. I was a skinny white dude with a country accent. They were chill with me. And then they let me play basketball with them. Hardcore pickup street style. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And also don't F it up. He's an extremely talented lyricist and vocalist, but the problem is his sound and style are very much a product of his time in a way that aged poorly, while his content has never really evolved past him constantly trying to prove that he's the best rapper alive, even though we all got the point like 15 years ago. That said, hearing and seeing M live for the first time back in '99 when SSLP first dropped was something else, and there will probably never be another rapper with that out of this world level of impact ever again. My dumb warning, but read this in his style. I'm the most extremely talented lyricist that you might see, wiping rhymes right off of my lips like Burt's Bees, which reminds me, ever why time I combine heat with sublime beats, why brain melts instantly. You feel me? What, you don't? You think I'm whacked? Been snapping back carrying raps and Stray came back. But don't distract, don't fall back, you talkin' smack. Now just relax. I'ma pass some gas right out my crack. FFRRRRBBT. Oh, what, bore, you too good for that? That's uncalled for, it's not modern rap? I'm a dinosaur, I'm unabashed, won't evolve more, progress is flat. But why would I change when I'm still the greatest, been bottling rage since I got me an agent. So I always get paid, the kids buy up the latest of whatever I make, cause they know I'm the straightest. I mean spit in it real, yeah, as hard as you like it, hey that's one theme repealed, well, and also the violence. Cause my style I wield, but my words I rewrite 'em. F that 90s ideal, yeah, and also the climate. So remember me live, when I rocked all your socks off, cross the color divide, getting everyone's rocks off. Flows so smooth that they slide, beats that pound your heart so rough, now I'm strutting my stride, 2 decades are not enough. If you're basing what you listen to off of how popular the artist is, you crazy. It doesn't sound any better or worse if they're small or popular. I love Irish music and Celtic rock. It's not a popular genre, but I enjoy it so much. Celtic and folk music is so damn underrated. I'm a whore for Heather Dale. Every time somebody says that rock is dead I laugh really hard because I've heard it before. In 1978 from Disco Kids. Every time a new genre is invented, they shout from the rooftops that rock is dead. It's satirical. Huey Lewis and the News. Their early work was a little too new wave for my taste. But when Sports came out in '83, I think they really came into their own, commercially and artistically. The whole album has a clear, crisp sound, and a new sheen of consummate professionalism that really gives the songs a big boost. He's been compared to Elvis Costello, but I think Huey has a far more bitter, cynical sense of humor. In '87, Huey released this, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square. A song so catchy, most people probably don't listen to the lyrics. But they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's also a personal statement about the band itself. Most mainstream musicians focus more on their theatrics and personas instead of music, so a lot of it sounds the same and it's bland. Because for the most part they don't write their music. In fact, most artists from the US share the same 2 to 3 songwriters/lyricists, so no wonder why they all sound the same. It's made to be predictably safe and marketable and generic. Because a song that dares to try something new is a risky move that may not give profit, so generic soulless song that takes no risk with guaranteed success it is. Songs About Jane is Maroon 5's only good album. Mariah Carey is in fact a musical genius. I'm pretty sure Reddit is going to take a giant crap on this and only mention her singular Christmas song. But what I mean is that for a singer with that kind of voice to have written, co-arranged, and co-produced 95% of her own material is pretty incredible, especially when you take into consideration the way her vocals are layered, her knack for engineering her own vocal climaxes and the way she weaves in different flourishes in each register. It's like she paints a canvas with her voice. I simply don't hear as many artists fill an entire song with a range of vocalizations the way she does, despite the trashy diva image which I suppose turns most people off. Also, Tori Amos should be up there with Prince and Michael Jackson and Madonna and whoever else, but she's not because she's an indie chick behind the piano. You don't need to be an amazing singer to be a worthwhile, talented artist. Taylor Swift can carry a tune, but she isn't incredible, yet she really puts on a show and is a great songwriter. I don't really care if an artist auto-tunes or edits the sound of their voice, especially if it works with the song. Can't sing or play instruments but you've got GarageBand and auto-tune down? Cool. You can still make good music in my eyes. So many songs are just so whiny. And if they are not whiny, they are constantly howling though auto-tune. I'm broken and it's beautiful. 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 Thanks, I got it the first 40 times. So many of today's singers sound terrible live. So many of today's singers sound terrible live. In Europe, we have a song contest called Eurovision. Non-Europeans might have seen the movie on Netflix. Yes, it really exists. While the instruments are not live, singing live is mandatory. Usually there are a few acts during the break, when they count the points, and often they are artists from the country hosting and or previous participants. But then Sweden decided to hire Justin Timberlake. He was amazing. But then Israel decided they needed a big star as well, and they hired Madonna, and they found a millionaire willing to pay her fee. Because it's Eurovision, she had to sing live just like all the contestants. And it was a glorious train wreck. I have to admit I found it quite funny to see a superstar not being able to sing live while all the unknowns from other countries managed to stay on key and basically upstaged her. Music piracy made music better. Money as a motivation to make music was basically removed from the equation. Nowadays, the people who make music do so mostly because they're artists. Loads of musicians these days are compelled to create to express themselves, because making music is in their soul, not to pander to an audience and make cash. Obviously this doesn't apply to mainstream music. Luckily for all of us with Spotify, it's now super easy to ignore trashy mainstream nonsense, dig deep and find some real gems. I don't care for Hamilton. At all. Elton John doesn't get anywhere near the credit he deserves as an all-time great. He should be discussed as a top 5 solo career all-time, with only Elvis and MJ really being clear-cut above him. But no one ever even brings him up in those discussions. I've never seen anyone able to write a coherent and borderline hit-level song as quickly as Elton. Give him a sheet of words, they don't even have to be lyrics, and you'll have a hit in 5 minutes. If you don't believe me, search Elton John Oven Manual song on YouTube. I like Bob Dylan's voice. Beyoncé is overrated. I honestly don't get what all the hype is about. Bagpipes and accordions are good instruments for rock music. Some genres require more/fewer skills than others. What do you have in mind? I feel like people say that then crap on hip-hop 99% of the time right after laughing out loud. Pop punk has basically been writing the same song over and over again for decades. I think when you look at both the harmonic understanding and technical skill required to be great at jazz, it's easy to see where some musicians in other genres are lacking in these departments. Not that music needs high skill to be good. Dave Grohl doesn't have any music theory knowledge but wrote lots of great songs. It's just that these skills sort of help things along. All your music sucks. Honestly, yes. My Spotify album is called My Embarrassing Hipster Trash. I don't like Beyoncé. It may seem popular, but people seem to get really upset about it. I don't understand what's so special about her music. Mostly top-tier production, catchy lyrics, hooks and melodies that resonate with women, and being a hell of a live performer with insane stage production. Basically the same formula as every other successful female pop artist. I like the old country music. I could listen to Hank Williams all day long. Throw in some Loretta Lynn and Buck Owens for fun. YouTube link. The first Limp Bizkit album wasn't bad. Crap went downhill fairly quick after that. Same goes for Kid Rock. Soundtracks from TV show, movies and video games are as good if not better than original music. Remember the band Blondie from the late 70s and early 80s? Their first 5 albums were absolute gold, every song perfection like hit singles. All of them. Not a stinker or filler in the bunch. They really knew what they were doing. Is that unpopular? Blondie is awesome. U2 is boring. It's because hip-hop and car culture have been synonymous with each other for almost as long as the genre has existed. Having tricked out caddies, Impalas etc. and showing off the booming sound system with bass-heavy beats is culture that goes back to the 80s-90s. It's why every other rap video looks like a car commercial and Ludacris is in Fast and Furious movies. Everything is just sex and being sexy. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.